Good week.
Good week. All right.
Anyway, David, what you doing this week?
I've got a couple things. Mine, I was out in the sun as well. I got some color, but mine was a few days ago, so mine's died down. Last week, or was it last week? I can't. They all blend together. I think last week I talked about glow golf.
That was last week. Yeah.
That was last week. This week I golfed again. I know I sound like such an attorney, but last week I didn't really golf. I went to a tournament and just kind of goofed off. This week I actually golfed. I went to the lovely TPC.
You did say last week that you don't golf.
I don't golf very often.
It's going to be interesting.
So apparently I did so well at not golfing that I got invited to go golf at this other tournament for our office. So we went to TPC, which is a PGA Tour like golf course, like PGA golf course, like legit golf course. It's just down the street.
Yeah. Nice course.
It's a beautiful course. It is hard. Like,
well, golf is hard.
No, I know golf is hard. And then you take me. They're like, oh, this is a PGA Tour course. I'm like, why am I here? Like,
what am I doing?
Yeah, like people who know how to golf like professionally should be doing this. Anyways, so we did like a scramble where you take it was a 4-person team and all 4 of you hit a ball, and then whoever does the best, you just play off of that. So
that's kind of cool.
So you kind of have like a chance to do well. Like, the odds are one of the 4 of you will actually not hit it into the rocks or into the. That was not the case.
But rough, as they call it.
The real rough. OB, out of bounds, is what they call it. But it's a really cool course because what I liked about it, they integrate a lot of desert landscaping, like what was already there.
Of course they do.
Smart, right? You don't have to put more grass down. But it's gorgeous. Like, I'm surprised how green the grass is. Like, even here in Vegas, and it's still pretty hot.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's PGA, right? Everyone there's super nice. It was weird. The golf carts are like the most. I was making fun of them because I'm like, they have the most ridiculous things in these golf carts now. Like, it has a TV screen, which is like okay, but it's like a bigger TV screen. Like, it's nicer than like some people have in their house. Not that big, but you know what I mean? Like a nice 28-inch screen, right?
Which is ridiculous.
You're right. And then it's got like it has GPS in it, and then it has like chips in it that it knows if you go onto the course, it'll just shut down the cart and like bring it to a screeching crawl.
So you're not a jerk.
Yeah, you can't drive all over. Yeah, which is like they know not to invite.
That's
right?
cool though.
But of course we found that out the hard way because I was like, hey, go over there, I want to do it. And it's like beep beep beep, and I was like, oh god, it's like the golf.
Fun alert.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the shopping carts where you can't go past a certain way. Anyways, so I found out I'm not terrible at golf, but I'm definitely not good at golf. I am terrible at off the tee, like actually from the start.
The drive.
Oh, the drive. Like I can hit it. If I want to hit it far, like I should just close my eyes because I cannot aim. Like there was at one point I'm like turning my body literally like 45 degrees to the left and swinging and be like, I hope that shank.
It's like when you go. I think you do this when we bowled last time, where every single ball went to the right, so it's like you got to take a step to the left, and then that'll make it center.
Yeah, I'm like in the other person's lane throwing the ball. It's bad, but once you get me like actually on the fairway where there's not a tee, I'm not driving. I have
putting stuff.
Yeah, well, putting I'm terrible at too, but in between,
so the middle bit.
The middle bit,
probably the least important.
Exactly.
Drive is super important. Putting is super important. The stuff you're not important, you're good at. Good to know.
But what worked out well, one of the people that we were with, excellent at driving, and another person we were with, good at putting. So it worked out pretty well.
Everyone had their strength.
We ended up, like, I was surprised because I was like, oh my god, we're gonna get like +8, +9. But we like bogeyed, double bogeyed. We got a couple pars, which we were joking about. We're like, we're average.
We did
it. So we ended up with the handicap. I think it was like +10 after, because we played a full 18 holes. Yeah, it's pretty bad. There was somebody there that got like -20, and the person I was with is like, there's no way, they're lying, like, come on, there's no way. We got like +3 with the handicap, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I had a blast. I see why golf is so much fun. Like it's not really about the. I mean, here's the thing. Like there were people there. Actually, there was this one jerk. I'll tell you about this. So, when you play
a jerk at a golf course.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. So, and it's like for charity. It's a charity tournament. Like it's not like it's stupid. Like I'm like, we're not playing for keeps. You know what I mean? So. One of the things that they had there, you could buy like mulligan tickets. It's like to raise money for charity. Like, oh, if you buy a mulligan, then you can you go again. You
can technically just go again anyways. But yeah,
right. But it's supposed to be for charity, right? So, you're not supposed to hit into the other person in front of you, take it, weight and stuff like that, which we did. But that wasn't the problem. The guy he came back, and he's like, oh, I forgot to spend this mulligan ticket on this hole, so I'm going to try to drive again. And we're like, yeah, go ahead. So he hits it, and I say, and I was not being sarcastic at all. I was being genuine. I was like, nice shot, man. And he looks at me, and he's like, no, it wasn't. And I was like, oh. Well, I said, well, if I could hit that crappy, I'd be pretty excited. And then,
crappy, okay.
Well, no, because he said it wasn't. Like I was saying it like, like if I could hit that crappy, like I'd love it. You know what I mean? Like I was being genuine. And then he looks at me and he goes, I've been golfing longer than you've been alive, buddy. And I was like, bro, I'm not. So when he walked away, I just looked at the people I was playing. I was like, was I being a jerk? And they're like, that guy's an ass. Like, what? Yeah. You were being nice. Like, take the compliment and shut up.
Yeah, you were kind of joking around.
I was like, trying to
at your own expense.
Yeah, I was making fun of myself. Anyways, that was weird because it like kind of soured the mood it was at the very, very end of the when we were playing. But it was just like the whole time we were just like, some people's kids. That's all I thought. I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, I wasn't even like, I don't know. Anyways. Had a blast, drank a ton, which is always fun. But it's
for charity, guys.
For charity. Have to do it. No, they give us drink tickets. It's like I have to use these at some point.
They're not refundable. Don't you understand?
But then we didn't. They like I was surprised because you could buy like these raffle tickets at the end, and I was like, oh, they're probably giving away like bags and charity stuff. They give away like 500 golf clubs, like 1 million golf clubs. I didn't win any, of course, because I was excited. I was like, oh, it's like stuff we can win. I'll buy some tickets.
You're supposed to keep the money. Don't spend it on golf clubs. Keep it.
I know, but I think a lot of the people that were like the vendors and stuff like that in the course donates a bunch. But like these looked expensive. Like golf clubs, I don't know enough about golf clubs, but they're like they have like the sock on them and stuff. They were nice. Like they were
socks, David.
Anyways,
hand crocheted.
It was funny though when I was gonna borrow my brother-in-law's clubs, but I just asked the person that we were with. I was like, hey, can you get rentals for me? And the thing about like when you rent anything from anywhere, you're like, it's going to be like, you don't want to rent
bent.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like a club cracker.
At least you can blame it when you suck.
No, these were like the nicest golf clubs I've ever seen because it's like a really nice
PGA
golf course. So they give us like these beautiful, and I'm like, they shouldn't have given me these.
I'm gonna break them.
I'm gonna destroy these.
Is there like a down security deposit at the bottom?
I hope so. Someone did. Someone must have got a cleaning deposit or something on there. But one of the things to show that I was, of course, a little kid, we were on this course, and this course has this huge green grass hill, like huge.
Did you roll down the hill?
I rolled down the hill.
Yes. I would totally done the same thing.
The worst thing about it is like I actually started to catch some speed, and like when
how do you slow down?
You just kind of put your hands out, I guess. But no,
and break your arm.
Yeah, no. I just kept rolling.
Yeah.
But when you're having fun, and then like, okay, this is okay. All right,
I'm done with the fun.
No, now
it's like when you're drinking, you're like, oh, yeah, I got a good buzz going. Oh, I'm hammered. I don't want to be this drunk.
Yeah, I was like about
eat some bread.
3/4 down this hill when I started like lifting off the air in between rolls. Yeah, I was like, I'm not having a good time anymore.
I don't make this stop.
I had huge grass stains on the back of my pants, and so
I don't like how you're at this charity tournament with a bunch of high class PGA
Whatever,
Tour.
I don't care.
This jerk off is rolling down the hill.
It's funny when you look back. I wanted to take a photo. I should have taken a photo. You can see where I got air because it's like dark grass, light grass, dark grass, light grass.
I wish someone recorded you do that. Awesome.
No, someone tried to, and I was like, I'm not going to let you record me. They're like, do it again. I was like, first of all, I'm not doing that again because I couldn't see for a little while. Like I was so dizzy. Because like I haven't done that since I was like, I don't know, like in my teens.
Were you drunk?
No, I wasn't drunk at this point. Okay. I was definitely got the buzz from being dizzy. And then I was like, oh, I was still dizzy. And they're like, you're up. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a good time to hit a golf club, or golf ball. Anyways, I had a really good time. It was a lot of fun. I think the person from our office, I was telling her, I was like, oh, I had a good time. She's like, well, our office will pay for lessons if you want us to. And I was like, yeah,
totally.
Sure, why not? I was like, so maybe I'll get good at golf. Like I said, the only problem I have is it's an expensive hobby.
Yeah.
But I think some of the courses here in town that are like public courses are relatively affordable. But we should go golfing.
Maybe they
sometime.
have like, oh god, no. I'll go putt-putt golfing with you. That's as far.
No, if we do like the scramble thing, then it's at least fun. The only problem I have is like the balls, the golf. They know the racket here. The golf balls are expensive, right? And then like so in between each hole, because I was with a good crew. Like nobody.
Like if you lose the ball.
Yeah, because it's gone. Like.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, like that's how bad I am. Like it's I hope at the end of this day we have enough golf balls to complete the course. That's like, but in between you just kind of drive and you look around and look for golf balls and you go golf ball hunting, which we definitely did. I was with a good crew. Like nobody on the team was exceptionally good. It was like everyone was moderately good.
Yeah.
And I was just okay. Which I can, you can fake it till you make it, at least in that. But if you have somebody who's like, because I've been in those.
As long as you're doing the useless middle bit, David.
Yeah, exactly. No, this is the thing they say about golf. Like if you're not good at golf, you'll have like one or two shots that are like really good and it'll make you think I should do this more. Like, it's like, no, it's literally luck, buddy. But anyways, so that's why I got a little bit of color, had a good time. Then this week, I have a thing with fajitas. Fajitas. I love fajitas, but I'm not a big fan of onion or bell pepper.
Which is like two main
I know. But for some reason, I don't like those by themselves. Like if you put that in something else, like on a burger, or if you put it like, I just don't like them. But for some reason, when you mix it with the fajita meat and like the sound, I love them.
You know what I don't like fajitas, David? I think we've had this conversation separately off the podcast.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like the work. If I'm going to pay X for fajitas, bring me a plate of made fajitas.
No, it's part of the
No,
show.
I get it, but then they got, okay, well, here's your sizzling thing where everyone's like, oh, what did they get? Then you got your little thing of tortillas. Then you got another plate of
rice beans, guacamole,
sour cream. Then you got another plate with all those stupid veggies and stuff. And it's like it's a whole experience.
Right.
It's too many things going on. Just give me a plate of fajitas.
So we went to this new place I'd never been to. It's called Juan's Flamin' Fajitas here in Vegas.
How do you spell Juan?
Juan.
Oh, okay. I was like WON. Like, is this a Chinese?
No, not like Juan's. It's Juan, like the Mexican. Juan's Flamin' Fajitas. So we went there, and like the show, like like normally, like they bring out the hot plate, they put it down and all that stuff. They like took it.
By the way, I always like to say, careful, it's hot. Yeah, no crack, no duh. It's sizzling. I know it's an iron sizzling thing. I know it's hot.
Don't touch it.
You don't have to say that.
You'd be surprised. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know because people are stupid.
And attorneys want to sue everybody. Anyways, they bring it to a whole new level. They brought like this cast iron giant, like with legs, onto the table, and he pours like I'm guessing some kind of shot of tequila, and then lights it on fire. Wow! So
bring up the presentation. Up
big time! And then of course everybody in the restaurant's like, "Oh, what'd they get?" I'm like, "Fajita." It's the name of the restaurant because everyone still turned to, "What was that? What was that?" Oh, and then it was funny. There's a girl that was sitting behind us. She freaked out. She like turned. She's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "What's going on?" Because it's like you normally
terrorists.
It's like fire in a restaurant is not a good thing. But anyway, so they bring these. What was cool about it is the cast iron thing. When he brought it up, this thing's like the bottom, the sides are all rocket hot. So you have fajitas and they're good for like 20 seconds. Then it stops sizzling and then they're cold because it's a completely open thing and like everything gets cold. This one stayed hot the whole time. I know, kind of a weird thing about it, but I just love fajitas, man. I know you don't like the building thing, but it's gotta be
taste delicious.
It's like a top 10 food. Top 10 food. Like don't get chicken. Just go steak. You gotta go the steak fajitas. It was amazing. Had a really good experience.
Rating.
They had that mariachi band.
Quick rating.
Definitely thumbs up. Cool. I would go. Like I said, top 10 food for me. Little bit. So, anyways, I know it's kind of a weird thing that I want to talk about, but I had such a good time. It was like, you try a new restaurant, you're like, I don't know. We could go to the one that we like, but let's go. And so we tried out this Yelp. I don't know if anyone's heard about Yelp. Good reviews on the Yelp.
Well, we went to that new public school. I don't know if it's called 702 Public School.
I hate that when they name restaurants things like that. Like,
it's funny because I was like, this is probably the best rated public school in Clark County.
Right, that's why I don't like a strip club named the Library. It's like, stop it. Like,
it is cool though because they have like here's your study guide. It's like your the daily drinks and everything's your menu's like a composition book. So it's cute, but it's definitely a hipster place. Yeah. They got like the shuffleboard in the back. And they got like all the waiters have beards, and it's like I think they would call it a gastro.
You're required to have a beard to work.
I think, and I think they would qualify it as a gastropub because it's all beer heavy, and then the food is like super unique. So I had like shrimp and cheddar grits, and they had like bacon and corn.
There you go. So good. See, sometimes the food gets too foo-foo. You know what I mean? Like they're like, this is a deconstructed taco salad. I'm like,
I don't need anything like super salad, crazy, dude. Especially if it's like $72. But like, I'm more for like I like unique stuff, and we'll definitely go back. It was that good.
Yeah, there's a bunch of restaurants in that.
I learned a lot, as you could say.
That's why, see, that's the problem. Everything, it becomes too much. It's like a snake eating its own tail. It's too much. Yeah. It's like, stop it. Just stop. Just call yourself a restaurant and be done with it. Okay. Last thing I did this week was I played a new board game.
Surprise.
It's funny. I remember I told you I had that list of unplayed board games. I'm dwindling it down. Twiddling it?
You keep buying new games, too.
That's the problem. So this week I checked out a game called Orleans.
Well, watch the priceless object.
That's true. Orleans. This is a... Orleans, or as you would call it if you're French, Orleans. Kind of a unique game. It is a bag building game. So, like...
Bag building?
Bag. So, like a deck building game.
Not a levy building game?
Nope, not a levy. Not that kind of Orleans. It's a bag building game. What that means is like there's games like that are called deck building games where you start out with a basic deck of cards, and throughout the game, you're getting more cards to put into your deck. You shuffle it up, and then you get to reuse that over and over. Well, this one, you have little... I called them pogs, because that's really what they are. These little pogs, little markers that have people on them. They're different people in your village. So you have people like the boatsman and the craftsman and a monk and all these different people that can do different tasks in the village. It's a worker placement game, really, in reality.
Oh, good.
Shut up. But it's got a mechanic of area control, because one thing you can do is like you can move on the roads, or you can move on the waterways, but you have to have certain people. And basically, what you do during the beginning of your turn is all of those pogs get put in this bag throughout the game, and you pull them out, and then you can assign them. So the randomization part is what goes into the bag, but you control what additional pogs you can go quote unquote buy to put into the bag. Gotcha. Super simple to play. A lot of choices to make, but it's a lot of fun. It's one of those, like Alyssa and me play this, and she likes the Caverna worker placement, that style of game. She said top 5 games of all time for her.
Oh, wow.
So huge.
First of all, the box says strategy is everything. I think that's like 99% of board games.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway.
Well, there's not as the only luck that's really built into this game is the pulling out of the bag, but that can be, of course, mitigated by the fact of what you put in
more of one.
Into the bag. And it's one of those games. It's point salad is it's what it's called, where like everything you do gives you points, but it's about maximizing or making it as efficient as possible. What kind of points you get? It is daunting when you get the game out, because there's like a lot of little pieces and stuff like that.
There's a lot of the little things that people are like, whoa.
But the whole point of that is that so it takes care of all of the bookkeeping, if that makes sense. But I really enjoyed the game. I liked it more than I thought I was going to like it, especially for playing 2-player. A lot of the games like this, it's best when it's like the full count of players. But it does some unique things to make it better for 2 players.
It's like different game type.
Well, it's just like rules, you take out certain things, and so there's less things to get. But it's a lot of fun. It's I like games that have different branches of victory conditions, meaning like I can focus on this, and it's always that idea of like if someone is only focusing on one thing, they're more likely to win. So it's like as soon as someone starts taking off that way, you're like, hold on, I got to follow you a little bit.
Yeah.
And then that's me and my wife know that about these types of games. So no one ever really gets that far from each other.
Is there any like screw your neighbor kind of thing?
There's a little bit of it. I mean, most Euro style games have little of that, where it's like smack your, and that's why you don't like them. But this has a little bit of like, you get rewarded for being in front on certain tracks, so that's where I was trying to tell you. It's like you got to be careful to
like
not
certain levels.
Yeah, you got to make sure someone's not too far ahead. And then there are things that you can't. There's not like active blocking, but you can, as you're moving down those waterways and collecting different goods, you can like you can see where they're going and maybe like steal their stuff, so it screws them over a little bit. But it's not meant to be. It's a more of a lighthearted game, but it is very strategic. But it's actually incredibly easy. Like I said, with these games, sometimes I don't play them after I buy them, because I open it up, pop all the cardboard, read the first page, and I'm like, there's so many pieces. Like I gotta sit down and like actually read these rules. But as soon as I sat down and like put everything out, and because I have this, it clicked, and and Alyssa picked it up really well, and it's a lot of fun. It's this cool. I like the mechanic of reaching into a bag. It's like a when you're a kid, you get grab bags. Remember back in the day, it was like
go to a birthday party, you don't know what's in the grab bag.
Yeah, it's cool. Like you have that same kid feeling of reaching into a bag and like you don't know what you're gonna get, because all the pogs are the same size. So you're like, am I gonna get knights, or am I gonna get boatsmen? It's like, oh, I need knights, or I need a monk, or I need a scholar, or whatever. It's cool, and it's very thematic. I mean, as thematic as you can get in this. Like, if you're moving on the river, you need more boatsmen. And you also need a knight, because someone might show up and try to fight you or something like that. So it's cool. It's a fun game. I would recommend it. TMG, which is Tasty Minstrel Games, they make a bunch of different games like
cool.
that are Euro style. This is probably one of my favorite of theirs, because it's so easy to learn. So, anyways, check that out. That's Orleans. That's all I did this week, man. I had a short week. I had a lot of work, and then of course golf. That was the nice thing, and I got to play golf while I was at work.
You got paid to play golf.
Yeah, it was pretty nice. It's for charity, guys. Charity. It's for charity. But the last thing we have for you guys this week is we are of course moving through the
pinnacle of Filmical.
Sure. I like that we haven't still thought of a better idea, so that one's just going to stick. Where we go through the top 100 movies of all time.
According to IMDb.com.
IMDb.com. We are up to number
97. Is this 97? 96?
I don't know. I think it's 96.
Yeah,
96. Yes. This week we are taking a look. I love that. We're the ones in charge of this, and we don't even remember.
Yeah, I gotta start writing that down.
We've only gotten up to like 4 movies, and we already lost track.
I always start writing that down.
Very professional.
Yeah.
Anyways,
as usual on this podcast.
This week we took a look at the 1997 film noir crime drama movie, L.A. Confidential.